we're going to be talking about how important it is to have structure when you're fasting. When I say structure, I don't exactly mean that you have to have every single thing planned out and know every single thing that you're going to be doing every single day, but you have to have some sort of lifestyle. If you don't have hobbies, if you don't have, things to do, places to go, people to see, whatever, you don't journal, you don't meditate. I'm not saying you got to do those specific things, but things to fill up your day. You will be bored, especially if you're doing ADF. If you're doing alternate day fasting, on your down days when you are fasting, you will be bored. You will not have anything to do. And there is a saying that says the devil likes idle hands or something like that. But from what I remember, sounds similar to something like that. I used to say it all the time. I don't know why I just forgot it like right now. But yeah, the devil has work for idle hands, something like that. Anyways, if you don't find something to do, somebody gonna find something to do for you. Whether it's people that are gonna fill up your time with things you don't want to do, but because you don't have anything to do for yourself, you're kind of just like, yeah, sure, whatever, I'll just do it, even though you don't want to do it, and you still come home feeling like, wow, I didn't do nothing all day and feeling like not accomplished. Or you're going to end up overthinking yourself into a trap, and not overthinking in a good positive way that's going to get you somewhere, but yeah, into a trap that's going to make you feel down about yourself and about your life. Because as clear as your mind gets, you'll be able to see all the things in your life that are holding you back. And if you're not ready for that, you're in for a big surprise, because fasting is amazing. Yes. But on those days when you're not eating, you're not cooking, you're not chopping up vegetables and cleaning meat and washing dishes and, sitting down at the table with your family, do you know how much extra time you have in the day? Do you know how much extra time you have in the day when you're not eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, and your 500 snacks for the day that it's always recommended for us? Do you realize how much extra time you have? We always think we have no time in the world. Oh, I want to do this, but I just have no time. I have kids and I have 3 jobs and have this and have that. And I'm not saying that that isn't difficult, but when you put all the time we spend eating and then feeding our loved ones on top of that, yeah, of course you have no time in the day. So this is going to be a whole different lifestyle for you if you're just starting out with any sort of fasting. That section of time where you're not eating, at first you might even just start thinking about food. I know when I first started fasting, every once in a while I still do it. When I first started fasting, I found myself watching recipe videos. I wasn't exactly hungry, but like it was so interesting watching other people eat. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because I know that I couldn't eat. So I'm like curious. I don't know. Like it's so normal in your day to just be doing things that involve food. So if I'm not buying food, shopping for food at the grocery store or whatever else that involves food, life feels kind of weird at first. So a life without food every single day feels odd. You're like, okay, so what am I supposed to be doing? You know? And eventually, if you find that you have so much time alone with yourself, you'll see that there are so many things that you don't know about yourself. There are so many things that exist in the person that you are that you don't even realize are there yet. Some of them are pretty cool. You might discover talents you never knew you had, hobbies and interests you never even realized you had, or ever had the time to explore, because you have all this free time to do it now. And I think it's so cool because I feel like fasting really allows us to be human again, really allows us to just be and create. Oh my gosh, everyone needs to be creating. Everyone. I don't care what anyone says. I feel like people think that only certain type of people are creators or musicians or artists, whatever you want to call them, but every single person has the ability to create in some way, shape, or form. And when you're not doing that, of course you're going to feel down about life. You're just holding everything inside of you. You're not letting anything out. Your feelings, your desires, your the things you want to create are just stuck inside of you. You can't even use them. And some things that you create, they don't have to be forever either. It could just be like this cool thing that you just want to try. And why not? You have the time to do it, so why not? But like I was saying, it's so important to know that, okay, on my fast days, I have a lot of extra time. What am I going to do in that time? On my fast days is when I'm doing everything. And then at the end of the day, I just relax. I just chill. I take it easy. I don't worry too much about filling my entire day with stuff to do, because by the end of the day, I am feeling it. I am usually like, okay, whoa, I just want to sit down, especially because how active I am. I'm literally pacing around the room right now, but I'm super active. I take 2-hour walks like every single day. And then when I'm not walking, on every other fast day, or sorry, every other feast day, my up days, I strength train. So I only actually strength train 2 times a week, which some people will say is not enough. Girl, that's enough for me. It feels good and I look good. I'm not out here trying to compete. I'm not out here trying to be in any sort of competition of any sorts. Okay? I'm just trying to look good, feel good, and be the best version of myself. Do what's healthy for me. Um and yeah, you're supposed to enjoy this process. It's not supposed to feel like torture. It's not supposed to feel like, oh God, I gotta go to the gym again. God, we're fasting again. Oh, you know how much I look forward to my fast days? Because on your feast days, when you're actually eating, which you should be, I will get to that in another video, but you need to be eating on your feast days, like actually eating at least at your maintenance calories. Because the day before, you minus your maintenance calories, especially if you're active that day, above and beyond. But you need to be eating on your fast days. Sorry, on your fast days, on your feast days, eating properly. Um, if you're not, you will feel it. You will feel it. If not on the first few times, the first few fast days, then maybe a week or so after that, you will feel it at some point where your body's like, okay, whoa, that was a lot. Like, because it is a lot of calories that you're just excluding from your life kind of forever. Like, so the whole goal here is balance. And that is why I was saying, like, I really look forward to my fast days where I don't have to think about food. I don't have to think about cooking. I don't have to think about anything that has to do with food whatsoever. I'm literally just existing as my human self, being, creating. Wake up in the morning like, what am I gonna do today? Like, it's such a beautiful feeling. Not thinking like, oh my God, I gotta make sure I eat. I'm not even really that hungry, but I gotta eat breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's healthy for me. Like everyone says so, so it must be. I gotta do it. Like, no, you don't have to. And that's what's cool about this is you learn to listen to your body. You realize that you have not been listening to your body at all. As much as we think we know ourselves, fasting will show you that you probably never really knew yourself at all. And it's okay. It's okay because it's part of the process. And you will learn that in time. You will start to understand yourself. You'll start to feel confident. You'll start to, get a grasp of who you really are, what you like, what you enjoy, what you don't like, what doesn't work for you. And when other people try to tell you, okay, you need to do this, you should do this, you should do that, you can take it or leave it. You don't have to feel like, all right, I got to do that thing because everyone's doing it, or oh, it's so healthy. And if I don't do it, if I don't hit my protein goals, if I don't eat enough carbs, if I don't go keto, and if I, enough, enough. We don't have to cut out whole food groups. We don't have to reach all these crazy macro goals and all that stuff. Like, it's not as complicated as we're making it out to be. Like, if you're not specifically eating for a specific purpose, like competition or something like that, eat like a human. Eat like a human. Like, we all know what a healthy plate looks like. I feel like we're always looking for like these gurus to tell us like, oh, you should be eating this, you shouldn't be eating that, and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, cool. It's nice to know if that works for someone. Good. That's amazing. We're not going to discredit anyone. We're not going to sit here and say, oh, this works, this doesn't work. You should do this, you should do that, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Like, no. If it works for people, let's leave them alone. Let's let them be, because it might even work for you too. That's what's cool. You can try it. You can try whatever you want. It's up to you. This is literally your life. Nobody is out here telling you what you can and can't do. It's all you. It's all your decision. Whatever you want to do, it's all you. If you try it and you like it, amazing. That's the whole point. If you try it and you don't like it, amazing. That's also the point. You get to understand things about yourself that you didn't know before. What you like, what you don't like, what you want, what you don't want for your life. We're so lost sometimes only because we haven't done anything. We haven't done enough to see, okay, this thing doesn't work for me. This thing works for me. I like this thing. I don't like this thing. I'm not going to do it. And that's the cool thing about when you actually try stuff, when you actually put yourself out there and you're not afraid to fail, because you never truly fail. It's just a little setback to help you get forward again, because whatever happens in that little failure, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to sit there and be like, oh, that was horrible, I messed up, like now I'm going to quit? Or are you going to say, okay, well, this didn't work for me. What about it did work for me? What about it did I like? What about it didn't I like? What am I going to do with that information? Right? So, and then you can move forward with that. That is literally, it's a new stepping stone now. It's not just, okay, it worked, it didn't work. I liked it, I didn't like it. You're using that information to your advantage to see, okay, what can I do next? And that's what's cool. We're here to learn. We're here to absorb, and there's certain things you don't want to absorb and you can deflect it. That's totally cool. Like, so with fasting, I find it gives you so much more freedom to be able to do that. Like, I love that so much. And I'm not married to fasting. I'm not married to anything. I am here to be my human self and experience this life. And if one day I woke up and fasting was horrible and I hated it, I would obviously stop. I don't think that would be the case. I don't think that would happen because, in my opinion, I feel like fasting is how humans are supposed to live. We have those times where we fast because we don't have food. We got to go hunt for food. We got to go forage for food. So we don't exactly have food like in abundance. So our body is not just going to die because we don't have food. Our body is way smarter than that. And anyone telling you otherwise, I wouldn't listen to them. I'm not going to say for you not to listen to them because you're at your own free will, but I don't listen to people like that. Anyone that tells me that my body doesn't know what it's doing, my body can't survive, and blah, 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 and is just telling me can't, and all these negative things about myself, I refuse to listen to people like that. I would never, ever, ever. So I think it's so cool to know that our bodies are built for resilience. Like, we're here to be the strong people that we are. Even in times of famine, our bodies can make that metabolic switch and be like, okay, we don't have carbohydrates right now. But guess what? When we were eating in abundance, we stored a copious amount of fat, and we can use that. And not only is that a super clean source of energy, but we have excess of it, a lot. So we're good. If we don't have food for a little while, we'll be okay. So let's use that while we go search for food. And in our case, we don't longer live in a society where we have to really go search and hunt for food. Like, I can walk outside at the corner and there'll be food. There's a man selling fruit out there right now. So, but you know what I mean? So it's cool to know that in a society where food is so readily available any second of the day, like, yeah, that's amazing. But we can also be without food when we don't have it and be totally fine, if not better, because our body's getting a break, it's getting a chance to clean up itself and say, hey, okay, I need this time for me. I don't want to keep digesting and digesting and, inserting. Just, it's okay to do nothing right now. And what's cool is while our body is doing nothing, it's actually healing us and going through and fixing, all the problems that we probably didn't even realize were there because they're beneath the surface. They haven't gotten so bad to the point where we physically notice it at the forefront of our mind, but something is going on down there. So I like that. I very much appreciate that about my body. And I think you should too, because I really want to, delete that whole narrative about our bodies not knowing what it needs, our bodies not knowing what's best for us not knowing what we need, us not knowing what's best for us always having to consult someone else who is, a professional, like I said before, not to discredit anyone, because anyone who is working hard to study a specific thing, of course they know a lot of things. You can know a lot of things and still not know anything about me. So it's important for you to know who you are for yourself, because no one will ever be able to tell you who you are in this life. They could try to give you an idea of who you are or an idea of who you should be or who they think you are. That's all they can do for you. They can never truly tell you, like, all right, this is you. Your body is like this, it does that. The only thing they're going to give you is data. Data can only go so far. And guess what? Data changes. So while you're changing, data is changing. So you're the source. And once you remember that, life is so different. You move so differently. You act so differently. Your days are just, they're so different. I could never ever go back to how I used to be. It's just impossible. After you know these type of things, you can never go back to eating the way you did. You can never go back to, you know, eating until you're so stuffed you can't breathe. And if you do that once in a while, your body and your mind connect and they're able to be like, whoa, why did we do that? Let's not do that again. I don't like it, instead of just constantly going through that cycle every single day, every single day. It's all starting from your mind. So if you believe that, okay, tomorrow there's not going to be any food, today is the last day I'm going to eat, or tomorrow I got to restart my diet again tomorrow. If you keep thinking like that, that's where that type of eating is going to keep coming back to bite you. Because once you think in lack, you will act in lack. And you can't be mad at your mind and your body for acting the way that you're telling it to. You are where it starts. It starts with you, inside of you. So if you are telling yourself, I don't have this, I can't have that, I can't have this, or just one bite and I'll never touch it ever again. Okay, well now your body is like, oh, we can't have that, but I really want it. It's like an addiction now. You're acting like an addict now because you can't have it. But once you tell yourself, I can have that, but I don't really want that right now, your mind moves differently. Once you tell yourself, I can have that, how's it going to make me feel after? Am I going to feel good after I have a few bites of cake? Awesome. Great. I love that I got to have some cake with my family at my friend's birthday or whatever. Nice. Cool. But after I eat 4 slices of cake, how do I feel then? What do you do then? Do you sit there and beat yourself up and talk bad about yourself, talk down yourself? It's all based upon what you're doing every single day. So if you're doing things like that to yourself every single day and talking to yourself like you're a piece of garbage every single day, of course you're going to treat your body like it's a piece of garbage too. So it all starts from, how do you want to feel? when you eat? How do you want to feel from the way that you talk about yourself or talk to yourself? Those are really important aspects, and I feel like people miss out on that. They totally surpass that because they're just like, oh, how can I get lean as fast as possible? You could just not eat forever. Yeah, cool. But is that going to feel good? Maybe not, you know? So, and everyone's experience is different. So I don't want to come here and be super biased and one sided. Remember, I'm always talking from my perspective, from my point of view, from what I feel and what I believe and what worked for me and what's still working for me. Um, so I never want you to think that I'm telling you exactly what you should do and exactly what you should never do. Even if I do use the words always and never, still, don't look at me like I know everything. I know a lot, mind you, I do know a lot, but I'm never going to tell you that I know you better than you. I want you to use this as your opportunity to say, okay, I get time to be with myself. I love myself. I love being with myself. This time on my fasting days, today's my feast day, but boy, am I looking forward to tomorrow where I can just relax and not think about eating. But today, I'm in the present moment and I ate today. I, you know what was interesting? I really didn't want to eat so early. Like I was supposed to break my fast at 1:45 p.m. and I think I woke up and we broke my fast a little after 2, which was good. It's still it was a little after more than 36 hours, but I was not hungry yet. And I know any of you ADFers who are very familiar with fasting and up days and down days, you know, on that feast day, you're usually like, I'm not even hungry. Like yesterday, I was thinking about cinnamon rolls. Oh, my favorite dessert. Yesterday, I was thinking about cinnamon rolls, and today I'm like, I, I, I don't think I'll ever have to eat again in my whole life. Like, you know? So I was trying to push for like a 40 or 42, but my fiance, when we woke up, you know, his love language is like cooking for you and feeding you. Like, dangerous place to be, dangerous place to be. But you know, I do appreciate it and I live in the moment, and I know we bond over that too. So being here in the Dominican Republic together and being able to enjoy fresh fruit that I won't get at home in Canada, like with someone that I love, it's it's a beautiful experience. Like if he asked me when we woke up, like, oh, you ready for some fruit? And like, yeah, of course I am. Like, yeah, you know, it's fresh fruit, it's healthy for me, feels good. I know I'm gonna feel good after I eat it, even though, you know, in my mind, when I went to sleep and when I woke up, I was like, oh, I'm gonna fast for a few more hours today. You know, sometimes things don't go fully according to plan. Like I could have just easily said, you know what, nah, not really, you know, and he would have been totally fine with that. But in the moment, I really wanted to just be out there on the balcony. You can't see it from here, but I just wanted to be out there on the balcony together, enjoying our fruit, watching him cut it up, and he feeds it to me. And it's so nice. It's such a beautiful experience. And he starts work at 3, so like, if I didn't accept that, we wouldn't be eating together until he comes home later tonight after 10, right? So it's so nice to just enjoy the time when you can. And I know I'll be fasting again tomorrow and I'll feel great. And I feel great right now. Look at me, I'm glowing. But you know, so what you put in your body is so important, and the time that you spend with the people that you love. Don't forget about that, even though you're on this journey with yourself and for yourself. You're also doing it for the ones that you love. And they want to see you happy. They want to feel good with you. And that's what I love about ADF specifically, because every day I am faced with a different challenge, but I know that every other day I can eat with my partner, my family, my friends, and bond with them over a meal, especially with your partner. Like some people don't realize, like in our culture, like as humans, we have become so accustomed to bonding over food. And I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that. It's just how you do it and what you're doing with it. Say, if I'm every time I'm bored, I'm always going and calling up my friends, like, oh, let's go out to eat, spending money I don't have, filling my time just being around people to be around people because I don't want to be around myself, or because I don't like being alone because it makes me feel bad or down or depressed or something, and just always wanting a distraction from my own self and my own life, that is when eating with community can be a problem. When you're using it as a crutch and you're not using it as something to elevate your life, bring more joy into your life. When I sit down and eat with the people I love, I feel good and I'm happy and I'm excited that I get to spend time with them and eat with them. My father's also like that, where he loves to cook for me and my brothers, and he loves like when people enjoy his food. So why wouldn't I want to stick around and enjoy his food with him? But he also knows on my feast days, he knows I'm not going to be eating. So on on my fast days, on my fast days, I'm not going to be eating. And he knows my schedule usually. So I do true ADF usually every other day fasting. Um, there are some times where I'll do every other day during the week, and then either Friday, Saturday feast day or Saturday, Sunday feast day, depending on where my feast day falls. If it falls on a Friday, then we're doing Friday, Saturday feast day. If my feast day falls on a Saturday, then we're doing Saturday, Sunday feast days, right? So, but it's not always that way. Sometimes I just do true ADF all through the week, all the way through to the next Monday and back again, you know? And I've only been doing ADF for like probably less than a month now, honestly. But before that, I'll be real with you, I did a 7-day dry fast. And that was my first 7-day dry fast, because I did a 3-day dry fast, I believe, last year at some point. Was it last year? It must have been last year. But I did a 7-day dry fast before I did ADF, and I did a full refeed with that. Your refeeds are very important, just like with regular fasting, not prolonged, super prolonged fasting, but just like with regular fasting, I guess ADF would be considered prolonged, even though it's, you know, kind of short compared to a 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 day fast. I would still consider it prolonged, I guess, because you're going longer than 24 hours. But it's so important that you're refeeding properly on your feast days. So when I'm doing a dry fast, it's even crazier, the refeed, compared to just a regular prolonged water fast. It's insane. But anyways, I was doing that first, and then eventually I was like, okay, I did that for like a whole body reset, mind reset, everything like that. And then eventually I was like, okay, this is what I love to do. Why am I not doing this? I love the feeling of fasting. During that time when I was not eating, my mind was so different. The way I acted was so different. Just everything about me was different. And I knew that this was a way that I could get more time back in my life, more freedom back in my life. So I was like, I need to incorporate this again. I can't keep listening to what everyone thinks I should be doing. I've got to figure out what's best for me. So basically, what I had done was I was like, okay, I'm no longer going to fast around my cycle, because a lot of us women who are really into fasting have been doing that, right? Fasting around our cycle, saying, all right, okay, that week before your cycle starts, no fasting, right? Cool. Or the 10 days before, depending who you're following, right? So, and nothing wrong with that. It did work for me. Like I never found anything wrong with my cycle in that time. Um, but I was like, I don't want to be living off of fear. I want to know for myself that, okay, if I'm pushing my body too hard, okay, I'll slow down. But I need to know if I am or if I'm not. I need to know how strong I am, how much my body can take. And if I'm even doing something that's harmful for my body just because everyone's saying it's harmful for your body, or because I'm a woman, right? And yes, I do understand that women's hormones are different. We'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, I began this whole journey because I knew I wanted to figure out for myself what I need to be doing. And that's so important, that we listen to our own bodies. Like, I've never felt better in my life. And I will never stop incorporating fasting. Maybe eventually I'll just eat normal and just have like a fasting day every Monday or something like that. I don't know. Everyone has different ways they incorporate it, or even just like, doing like OMAD, but like snack and then meal at the end of the day. But there's so many ways you can do it. Just do what feels good for you. And that's what I've been doing it. And I've been loving it. And as soon as it starts not feeling good, you don't have to do it anymore. You can literally change it. But make sure you stick with it for long enough to know that, okay, this thing is working or it's not working. You don't want to be doing it and be like, oh, I just started 2 days ago and it's not working. Well, you didn't even do anything yet, So, um, yeah. So I feel like I'm really happy with where everything is at this point, and I'm going to continue on this journey. If you want to follow me on this journey, like, comment, subscribe, especially subscribe, and let me know if you guys want me to talk about anything specific with fasting. Like I said, I've been fasting for many, many years now, and yeah, it's changed my life like amazingly. The mental clarity that I get, of course, yeah, everyone tells me I look so much leaner and like, what are you doing? Fasting, man. Fasting is insane. It's a beautiful thing. It protects your metabolism, especially if you're fasting in this form, because you're restricting calories for a specific time in the day, and then after that you're eating normally. So you're not necessarily restricting all day every day, all day every day, all day every day, every single day, 24/7, which is where regular calorie restriction can go wrong as well, is because people just continue with the calorie restriction and never have like a crazy up day or like a cheat day or whatever you want to call it, where you're actually feeding your body. So it's like, okay, we're not starving. Look, she does eat. We do have food. She's got us. We don't have to hold on to all this. So, and it's it's all about how you do it. So yeah, I'm still learning. As much as I do know, I'm still learning about myself. I do know a lot about fasting, but I'm learning now about myself and what works for me. And I hope that anyone who sees this or hears this is doing the same. Please try things out for yourself. We're here to learn and experience things and experiment and, see what works for us. And it's so nice to know that there are other people out there who are having similar experiences with you, or are just there to motivate you. So if anyone out there feels alone or feels like a bit lost, there's always people out there who are doing similar things to you. We just don't see them all the time or hear about them. So please, guys, if you can, like and comment and share this video with someone who you think really needs some motivation about fasting or really wants to know more about fasting. Let them know about my channel. And yeah, let me know what you guys think down below and what else you guys want to hear me talk about. It was really awesome talking with you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.